One of the top-selling artists of all time, Tupac Shakur is a name that echoes through the corridors of time, was not just a rapper and actor but a cultural phenomenon of the 1990s. With a unique blend of raw talent, lyrical prowess, and a deep understanding of societal struggles, he became an emblem of the gangsta rap aesthetic. Beyond his musical success, Tupac embodied the noble struggle for justice and equality, resonating with millions of fans worldwide. The boundaries between his art and life became increasingly blurred, as Shakur faced legal problems and jail time. Eventually, on September 7, 1996, the 25-year-old was gunned down in Las Vegas and died 6 days later. And the crazy thing is, his murder has never been solved. In this video, we will show you what's feel like to become the king of rap in his 20s. His impact on the music industry and the cultural landscape will be highlighted, providing insight into the significance of his work and the legacy he left behind. Tupac's background. Born as Lassane Parish Crooks on June 16, 1971 in Harlem, New York City, Tupac Amaru Shakur emerged into a world deeply influenced by his mother's revolutionary spirit. Afeni Shakur, a former Black Panther Party member, had a tumultuous past. Having faced arrest in 1969 on charges of planning coordinated attacks on police stations and offices in the city. Remarkably, while carrying Tupac, she fought her own legal battles and was acquitted in 1971 after a spirited defense. During his infancy, Afeni decided to rename Lassane as Tupac Amaru, after a Peruvian revolutionary who valiantly fought against Spanish oppression. The significance behind the name was profound. Afeni wanted her son to embrace his connection to a broader world culture, transcending neighborhood boundaries. Later, Tupac adopted the surname Shakur from Mutulu Shakur, a Black Panther and father to his half-sister Sekiwa. The family also included a stepbrother, Mopreme, cementing a sense of kinship through their shared revolutionary roots. Regrettably, Tupac's father, Billy Garland, lost touch with Afeni when the young Tupac was only 5 years old. The two remained estranged until Tupac reached the age of 23. Reflecting on his childhood, Tupac revealed in an interview with Vibe magazine that he believed his father to be deceased for most of his life. Lamenting the absence of a paternal figure, he longed for guidance and support that he never received. Facing numerous challenges, Afeni raised Tupac and his half-sister single-handedly. Initially working as a paralegal, she later succumbed to a crack cocaine addiction in the early 1980s. This dire situation led to constant relocations and financial hardships, forcing the family to rely on welfare due to Afeni's inability to maintain steady employment. Friendship with Jada Pinkett Smith. In 1984, Tupac's family relocated to Baltimore, where he attended the prestigious Baltimore School for the Arts. He found a sense of freedom and creativity there, describing it as the freest he had ever felt. During his time at the school, Tupac crossed paths with Jada Pinkett Smith, who would later become a famous actor. Tupac wrote poems about her, and she even made a cameo appearance in his music video for Strictly for My N. Pinkett Smith revealed that she was involved in drug dealing when she met Tupac, and emphasized that their relationship was about survival, not just a superficial connection. She expressed some discontent with how their bond was portrayed in the movie All Eyes on Me, as it didn't fully capture the true nature of their relationship, which was rooted in the challenges they faced together. Move to California and rise to fame. After facing the crime-ridden environment of his Baltimore neighborhood, Tupac's family decided to move to Marin City, California. However, Marin City proved to be a mean little ghetto, as described by Vanity Fair. Unfortunately, Tupac's mother, Afeni, fell into a crack addiction while they lived there. Shockingly, Tupac found himself selling the very drug that his mother was buying in the same streets. This led to a strained relationship between them. Tupac's love for hip-hop provided a path away from a life of crime, at least temporarily. At the age of 17, in 1989, he met Layla Steinberg, who was hosting poetry lessons in an Oakland park. Already deeply involved in writing poetry, Tupac convinced Steinberg, despite her lack of music industry experience, to become his manager. Steinberg's efforts paid off when she got Tupac an opportunity to work with music manager Atron Gregory. In 1990, Tupac joined the hip-hop group Digital Underground as a roadie and backup dancer, which marked the beginning of his journey into the music industry. In 1991, Tupac made his recording debut on Same Song, featured in the movie Nothing But Trouble. He also appeared on Digital Underground's album Sons of the P that same year. With the help of manager Atron Gregory, Tupac secured a deal with Interscope Records, leading to the release of his debut solo album, Tupacalypse Now, in October 1991. Despite his rising fame, Tupac often felt misunderstood. He expressed his frustration to journalist Chuck Phillips, explaining that he wanted his music to reflect both the harsh realities of life, including violence and drugs, and the more caring and compassionate aspects. However, he believed that the sensitive themes in his music often went unnoticed by the public. Surprisingly, Tupac's own mother, Afeni, was initially unaware of his growing career until friends informed her about it. Feeling disconnected from her son's life, she decided to break free from her drug addiction and successfully overcame it after relocating to New York City in 1991. Tupac and his mother eventually reconciled, and they remained close until the end of his life. Legal problems and serving jail time. In August 1992, Tupac faced a traumatic incident when he was attacked by jealous individuals in Marin City. In the chaos, his pistol was dropped, and someone else picked it up, accidentally firing the weapon and tragically killing a 6-year-old bystander named Qaid Walker Teal. Although Tupac wasn't charged for the child's death, he was deeply affected by the incident and reportedly inconsolable. In 1995, Walker Teal's family filed a civil case against Tupac, which was settled out of court after an undisclosed record company, believed to be Death Row, offered compensation ranging from $300,000 to $500,000. Another incident occurred in October 1993 when Tupac shot and wounded 2 off-duty white policemen in Atlanta during an altercation. However, the charges were dropped when it was revealed in court that the officers had been drinking, initiated the incident, and one of them even threatened Tupac with a stolen gun. This event further highlighted the misrepresentation of black men in America and the bias some police had towards them, a subject Tupac had been addressing in his music. What was initially painted as gangster behavior turned out to be an act of self-defense by a young man fearing for his life. Although Tupac's stardom continued to soar, he did face some legal consequences. In 1994, he spent 15 days in jail for assaulting movie director Alan Hughes after being fired from the set of Menace II Society for being disruptive. In February 1995, Tupac encountered more severe charges and was sentenced to 1.5 to 4.5 years in prison for sexual abuse. The case stemmed from an incident at the New York Parker Meridien Hotel in November 1993. Tupac maintained that he didn't rape the woman involved, but admitted to journalist Kevin Powell from Vibe magazine that he could have done more to protect her from others present in the suite. He expressed remorse for not fulfilling his responsibility to keep her safe during the encounter. Joining Death Row Records and All Eyes on Me. While serving time on rape charges, Tupac received a visit from Suge Knight, the notorious head of Death Row Records. Knight offered to post Tupac's $1.3 million bail for his release pending an appeal, but the condition was that Tupac would sign with Death Row, to which Tupac agreed. He left the high-security Dannemora facility in New York in October 1995, becoming a part of Death Row. Despite glorifying an outlaw lifestyle through Death Row, Tupac was also actively involved in charitable endeavors. He financed an at-risk youth center, supported South Central sports teams, and established a helpline for young people facing challenges. Tupac's debut album for Death Row, All Eyes on Me, was released in February 1996. The double-length album featured his new hip-hop group, Outlaws, and celebrated the thug lifestyle, focusing on gangsta funk hedonism and menace rather than socially conscious themes. Produced by Dr. Dre, the album's first single, California Love, topped the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of Tupac's most iconic songs. Another single from the album, How Do You Want It, also reached #1 on the chart. All Eyes on Me quickly achieved success, earning 5 times double platinum certification within 2 months of its release. Over time, it went diamond certified, surpassing 10 million combined sales and streams. Tupac and Biggie Smalls, the story of Hit 'Em Up. Before Tupac released his third album, he found himself facing danger. In November 1994, he was shot multiple times in the lobby of the Manhattan recording studio Quad by 2 young black men. Tupac believed that his rap rival, Biggie Smalls, was behind the shooting, but nobody has ever been charged in connection with the incident. Biggie consistently denied any involvement or knowledge about the shooting. In 2011, a New York prisoner named Dexter Isaac, who was serving a life sentence for an unrelated crime, claimed that music executive James "Henchman" Roseman paid him to steal from Tupac and that he shot the rapper during the robbery. In June 1996, Tupac released a diss track titled "Hit 'Em Up," targeting Biggie Smalls and Sean "Diddy" Combs, his label boss at Bad Boy Records. The song further intensified the tension between East and West Coast rap. In addition to attacking Biggie, Tupac also took aim at artists like Lil' Kim, Junior Mafia, and Prodigy of Mobb Deep in the inflammatory track. The rivalry between Tupac and Biggie became one of hip-hop's most famous and contentious beefs. Tragically, "Hit 'Em Up" seemed to foreshadow Tupac's death and the subsequent conspiracy theories. The lyrics ominously mentioned, "Grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Who shot me but your punks didn't finish. Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace." Just 3 months after the song's release, Tupac was murdered. 6 months later, Biggie met the same fate. Unfortunately, to this day, neither murder has been solved, leaving behind a cloud of mystery and speculation. Movies and other work. In addition to his music, Tupac ventured into acting and appeared in various films, including notable roles alongside Janet Jackson in the 1993 movie Poetic Justice, and alongside Mickey Rourke in the 1996 film Bullet. After Tupac's untimely death, a collection of poems he had written before embarking on his rap career was compiled and released in a book titled The Rose That Grew from Concrete in the year 2000. One of the verses he wrote as a teenager reads, "The world moves fast, and it would rather pass you by than stop and see what makes you cry." Romantic relationships, Madonna, ex-wife, and more. Tupac had a brief relationship with pop star Madonna, but while he was serving time in prison in January 1995, he wrote a letter to Madonna ending their relationship, citing concerns about the impact of their interracial relationship on his public image. In the letter, Tupac expressed his belief that being seen with a black man wouldn't harm Madonna's career, but he felt it could jeopardize his own due to the expectations surrounding his image. In April 1995, while still in prison, Tupac married Keisha Morris. The couple had met a few months earlier at a nightclub when Morris was 20 and Tupac was 21. However, their marriage was annulled just 10 months later after Tupac was released from jail. Despite the end of their marriage, they remained friends until his death. Following the annulment, Tupac started dating Kidada Jones, daughter of legendary music producer Quincy Jones. They met at a club, and Tupac apologized to Kidada for previously insulting her father for dating white women. Kidada was with Tupac in Las Vegas on the night he was shot. Tupac's relationships with these women, as well as his evolving perspectives on race and image, added complexity to his personal life, which was intertwined with his musical and acting career until his tragic death. Tupac Shakur tragically passed away on September 13, 1996, in Las Vegas, succumbing to gunshot wounds he sustained 6 days earlier. He was only 25 years old, and his murder remains unresolved. On September 7th, Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight to attend a Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand Hotel. After the bout, a scuffle erupted between Tupac and a member of the Crips gang. Knight and his entourage, affiliated with the rival Bloods gang, got involved in the altercation. Later, while Tupac and Knight were in a car stopped at a red light, an assailant from another vehicle fired 13 shots, hitting Tupac in the hand, pelvis, and chest. Despite being rushed to the hospital, Tupac couldn't recover from his injuries and passed away. His girlfriend Kidada and his mother Afeni were by his side during his final moments. After his death, Tupac's body was cremated. Members of his former band, Outlaws, controversially claimed that they had smoked some of his ashes as a tribute to him. In accordance with Tupac's wishes, his mother, Afeni, announced that she would scatter his ashes in Soweto, South Africa, on the 10th anniversary of his murder. Soweto was the birthplace of his ancestors. However, the date was later changed to June 16, 1997, which marked Tupac's 26th birthday and the anniversary of the 1976 Soweto uprising. In November 2017, A&E aired a 6-part series called Biography Presents Who Killed Tupac, featuring civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump as he delved into various theories surrounding Tupac's 1996 killing. Recently, in July 2023, there was a development in the investigation. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department executed a search warrant at a residence in Henderson, Nevada on July 17th, potentially linked to the unsolved murder of the rapper. Authorities have not disclosed many details, such as the purpose of the search or whether there are any suspects, citing the ongoing nature of the investigation. Despite the passage of time, the case remains open, and authorities continue to pursue leads and explore new avenues in their effort to bring justice to Tupac's tragic death. But is Tupac alive? Tupac Shakur's death in 1996 from gunshot wounds has been surrounded by conspiracy theories, as his murder remains unsolved. Some fans have speculated that Tupac may have faked his death, fueled by certain lyrics in his songs like Life Goes On, where he rapped about his own funeral. Additionally, his song I Ain't Mad at Cha was released just 2 days after his death, adding to the speculation. Over the years, there have been several reported sightings of Tupac, including one claimed by Kim Kardashian in 2012. These alleged sightings have only added to the mystery and speculation surrounding his fate. In September 2017, Suge Knight, a music executive who was with Tupac on the night of the shooting, hinted in an interview that Tupac might still be alive, stating that they were laughing and joking when he left the hospital. He said, "With Pac, you never know if he could be alive and living in secrecy somewhere." In early 2018, an episode of Death Row Chronicles on BET featured former Crips member Dwayne "Keffy D. Keith Davis, admitting that he was in the car with the person who killed Tupac. However, he declined to identify the shooter in the interview, leaving speculation about the case unresolved. This revelation led to a Change.org petition urging the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to declare the case cleared. But the department denied rumors of any new arrest warrants. The uncertainty surrounding Tupac's murder and the various theories circulating have kept his legacy alive in popular culture. But to this day, the truth behind his death remains elusive. Tupac's enduring legacy. Tupac's impact on music and activism has endured long after his untimely death. His posthumous releases, including The Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, Are You Still Down, and Until the End of Time, further solidified his status as a rap legend. Even in death, his music continues to inspire and resonate with listeners around the world. Beyond his music, Tupac's activism and commitment to social justice have inspired countless individuals to become agents of change. His powerful words and fearless pursuit of justice have become a guiding light for activists and artists alike. His influence can be seen in the work of modern-day musicians and social justice advocates who follow in his footsteps. Overall, Tupac Shakur's legacy is one of artistry, activism, and courage. He used his talent and fame to shine a spotlight on the struggles faced by the oppressed and marginalized. Through his music and activism, Tupac's voice transcended boundaries, bringing attention to the issues that plagued society. His untimely death may have silenced his physical presence, but his spirit and impact continue to reverberate through generations. Tupac remains an eternal icon, a symbol of hope and change, and a reminder that music and activism can intersect to create a powerful force for good. As we remember and honor his contributions, Tupac's legacy lives on, inspiring new generations to make a difference in the world through their own voices and actions.